Michael J. Why, it's an absolute thrill to have you here. I'm Phil Gillen from Eastern Film Fans, and I've been dying to grab hold of you for I don't know how long. I'm a big fan. I'm going to try not to gush too much,
Mhm.
but we are fans in the UK. We love your work right from the days of Spawn. You know, you've been kicking it with Scott Adkins, our man, for I don't know how long now. Accident Man, Undisputed 2, Triple Threat and stuff. And we could, and I'd love to take all the time in the world to talk about your whole career, your family, your beliefs, your training regime, all that good stuff. But actually, we're here about As Good as Dead. And it's an interesting one for me because you wrote it. So what inspired you to write the film?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'm glad you got the note to wear your black and gold Bruce Lee top. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Great minds.
yeah. What inspired me is a couple of things. First of all, a great love I have for the Latino audience, the Latino community, the culture, and I use my brother greatly on this. My brother, my oldest brother, he took his motorcycle, drove across country from Florida, and went into Mexico and settled in Playa del Carmen, fell in love, and started a family there. And so, I kind of he got inspired me to make the setting Mexico and to help out with someone, a kid who was running into peer pressure and has to deal with these circumstances. And I wanted to make the setting there because of my love for the Latino community and the fact that I hadn't seen anything like this kind of juxtaposition of martial arts action and the Latino audience. So I wanted to do that. And then also pay homage to my brother, who was going to be my language coach, because of course he's fluent in Spanish. But my brother sadly passed about a month before we started filming.
Oh,
He passed of COVID. And
oh
so
God.
I used my brother's name in the movie. My brother, his name is Bryant, and we call
Yeah.
him Bo,
Oh.
and which is incidentally the name I have in the movie. Uh, so it was. I looked forward to having him on set because of his inspiration. Um, and the director kind of always reminded me of my brother. They were both from the United States, built lives and families in Mexico. Both, African American guys, and they both were entertainers. My brother was a guitarist and he sang in hotels, and so does Frazier. And I was looking forward to those two meeting each
Yeah,
other.
bringing them
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
sadly it didn't happen. But in spirit, my brother, I think, guided us a great deal. Through that.
It's a beautiful thing that is, and it's great to put something on screen and give homage to your brother and the setting as well and everything else. And it's a fantastic film.
Oscar wants to fight professionally, and I'm gonna pay you to train him.
There's a real heart to it as well, I felt. You know what I mean? Because we do see action films and stuff, but there's some real. We'll get to it. There's some beats in the film and stuff. Like I say, give it a real heart. And I do like the whole thing. Just go straight into it. You know, there's a kid watching you fighting. You're getting into that fighting. The fighting sequences were kind of interesting because it was a like kind of unique style. Was that something you developed for the film and stuff, or brought out? But the way you used obviously the elbows and it was different. You could have just done the Karate Kid and just show him doing the usual, karate or kickboxing. But there was a very definite style to it, which was really interesting and brought something different to the audience. Was that a conscious effort that you did that? And where did that come from?
Well, yeah, I mean, first I wanted a unique style. I was going to create a very unique system of fighting for the movie, but then I discovered Defense Lab system taught by Michelle Quach,
Oh, okay.
and it
Yeah, yeah.
fit along with what I had in mind for the movie. And so Michelle came on as a choreographer for the movie. Uh, And so that is that system,
Yeah. Yeah.
defense lab system.
I hadn't seen it before. It was fantastic. I loved it. So it was very unique, and it added that, just had something a little bit different we hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
Look, I'm an action fan connoisseur. I love my action. You know, you duking out with Scott Adkins. I love that. You know, more of that, please. We'll have all that every day of the week. Do you know what I mean? But I love my Kung Fu. I love my Jackie Chan. We love our Bruce Lee. We love our action. But it's nice to see something unique on the screen that we haven't seen before. But like I say, not only that, you do get you brought some heart and character as well into the people. Was it a conscious fact that you draw out those characters? Because there's some great action sequences. So for all the action fans, they're going to love this. But there's some really character driven, essence and story in there. And you wrote it, so obviously you felt like there was a heart in there. And I think it came out on screen as well, which is a conscious effort to make sure that characters had, substance to them, so the audience could follow them, so to speak.
Yeah, I wanted to see people. Ultimately, I want people to see themselves in these scenarios. Even though this occurs in Mexico, the subject matter is just pervasive. No matter what, you're always dealing with peer pressure. You're always dealing with your circumstances. And one of the main messages is that, just so a person who was born into the ghetto might become, who has leadership qualities, becomes a leader in the ghetto. That same person, given some other circumstances, can become a leader in major business. And so you are who you are, and you flourish depending on your opportunities, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, you took the word out of my mouth. Yeah, absolutely.
But then, to be honest, I mean, I've known gangsters, and I've known captains of industry, and I've known very famous people, very celebrated people, and they're gangsters that I would rate above so many others because of their ethic. Because there may be people who are gangsters who are more principled than anyone else. You know what I mean? So
what? I don't disagree. I've met some characters in my life. I know what you mean. I've done the tour. I know my youthful good looks you wouldn't notice, but yeah, 50 years on this planet, I've met some characters, and I know exactly what you're coming about. There are people in life that where their ethics and stuff stand above others in other industries. So no, and coming to your point, I think it really resonates in the fact opportunity. You can be somewhere like that in that, but if you're given an opportunity and you take that, you can draw your strengths and everything you've learned in a complete situation and draw it for your benefits in another one. And I like the way the film kind of does that, because you give opportunity to someone that hasn't got that, and you see that without saying it. And I like that. Sometimes it's less words that you get more a feel for it. There's more words in less spoken, and when you come up to the kid and he kind of like, just come down here and just start training. And it was nice because I was waiting. When's he going to train him? When's he going to train him? But it was great. Sometimes less is more, and it's nice just that bring that. But it's nice that a film, and you could tell from the film anyway, it had that feel to it. It was more than just I'm just going to do another action film or something. It had more to it. It had more substance to it, more character to it. Even saying that, I like the fact that there was humor to it. You're in the car with is it Guillermo Ivan? He plays Hector. And you say to him about what action film was in, and you're like riffing like Van Damme films and like different ones. Could it be a Don Dragon Wilson? No, I'm more of a Raid and stuff. Was it the fact you wanted to put some humor in as well, just to humanize the characters? Was it a conscious decision again to do that?
I just wanted to put the truth in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Raid's the best. Is that what you're saying?
If the truth happens to be funny, it happens to be funny.
Yeah.
That is, I don't care if you are Aryan and some guy's a Black Muslim.
Yeah.
I bet you have that in common. I bet you like action movies. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so no matter who we are, it's about how much more we are similar than we're not. So so that's what I wanted to bring out. And then you're not when you see someone, you may judge them, and you may judge them early and not know who they really are deep down inside. And so peel that back. I know that there are certain tropes that you see in movies, and I know people are thinking, I know what you're thinking, but you could be wrong. Just let's go with the story and see where you end up. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I wanted to have some slice of life and some messaging in there.
Yeah. Oh, you got the message in there, and it was nice to slice of life. And I like the references too, and people can make up their own mind who the best of that bunch is. There's also a little nod in a week, and I love this, and I'll make my own thing up and stuff, because in the background of your character, you say, well, actually, I came from like this, from prison, from underground. I was undercover in the DA, and I was like, hold on a second. You've got an ideal prequel here where you could do some kind of underground DA. You're like fighting
Right,
underground
yeah.
previously to this, to,
Right.
an homage to it. And then you get to Mexico and have that journey too. So you could extend this because you've actually written something in, whether consciously or not. But I picked up and went, oh, okay.
Right.
First up, can we have a tournament fighting movie, please? And can you lead that one? And secondly, you can get a prequel to your own film. Did you think about it, or is it just one of those things that was just written and you just put it in as a written?
Well, I try to go with the realm of reality, right? Yeah. And so those things actually have happened.
Yeah.
That people have gone undercover to. I mean, because there's a famous Corcoran facility, prison, that there was this underground betting in what was happening. So if you were to hear that, you would think, hey, it sounds a lot like a movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to write, something that I feel that these characters would say. Yeah. And I always think that I'm sorry about those background noises.
But, it's all right. It's usually my dog, or it's one of my kids. Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, but I always like to write things. I mean, reality is the best. And one of the biggest action sequences, when I'm chased by this gang, that basically happened in real life.
Wow.
When I was quite young. It was about 4 of us, and we got jumped by about 20 guys. It was in Brooklyn. And we ran for our lives up, I believe it was called Moffett Street. And it was a street that just kind of steadily went up that way. So running away from 20 guys, we got maybe about 3 or 4 blocks away, and happened to turn around. There was only 3 guys following us. And they happened to be the smallest, lighter guys. All the big guys, they just petered out. Like,
they got by then.
They gave up, and so it's like, hey, there's only 3 guys chasing us.
There's got to be some connection here. Nobody else fights like that. Oh, you got to find him.
Your instructor, is he here? This guy.
These guys are looking for Mr. Davis.
Who are they?
Hitmen. What do you do to make these guys want to kill you?
I took down their boss and most of his organization. They've been wanting me dead for years.
This man is an elite soldier, and we need this taken care of.
He must be some kind of black Rambo.
Drop the gun or kill your friend.
Let him go and nobody else gets hurt.
Not Michael. We could shoot the breeze all day. You're just a fascinating guy. I know I've seen interviews. I know how fascinating you are, and this is just a small slice. So hopefully we'll catch up one day. But I do have one film I ask, last question I ask all my guests for Eastern Film fans, and that question is, the Eastern Film fan question is, there will be a drum roll. There will be. Right. Okay. If you were on a desert island and only could take 3 films with you, and it can be any genre of film, what 3 films would you take?
Oh boy. Well, it would be Princess Bride. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Love it. Love it.
It'd be Princess Bride. Probably Godfather 2.
Nice.
And Shogun Assassins?
Oh, yeah. Why
Maybe.
not?
Yeah, I really hadn't thought about it.
Yeah, I know that's fine. That's great. Like I say to everybody, whether you're back on again, you can pick another 3. It's fine, any genre. And I've had different ones from different people. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever's in your head at the time. And there's plenty of great movies. Michael, it's been an absolute pleasure. I wish you all the greatest success with the movie. You deserve it. And if there is a prequel, a sequel, or anything, that's great. But I'll watch anything that you're in. So fantastic. Keep up the great work. Keep being you. Thank you very much. Stay safe. And I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure.